me here. Hey everyone, welcome to our Team Power Blast call for January 31st, 2017. Yeah, I know a lot of you are probably out there scrambling to finish the month strong, and you're getting all your teams together. But this is not just Team Power Blast on here today. We opened this up, did some extended invites. Do want to give a shout out if you guys are from, how many people are from Fran's team out in Team Hawaii area? Okay, a few of you there. And then Live Well Alliance with Kevin Jensen, Kevin in Milan, way cool. I did extend it over to Team Fit Revolution, but I don't know if we got that in time. But I'm so grateful that you guys are on here. Our special guest tonight is Eric Johnson, and I'll give him a little introduction here soon. But we've got Team Cup coming up. I don't know if you guys heard the buzz, but they did extend the sign up that you can get on a team through tomorrow. It's not just today ending, but tomorrow, February 1st. So make sure that you get on a team. And if you don't have a team, you're like one of those, I don't have a team yet, I can't get my team of 5. Just go over to, what is it? Maybe teambeachbuddycup.com, something like that. And they've got a matchmaker one where they'll assign you a team. So that's pretty slick that they've added that feature in there. Love that. And when it comes to Team Cup, what I love the message that Eric's going to give to us today is this make someone's day mindset. And I think that was something that really hit home with me when I heard about this thing called Teamzy. And it was something that I heard, what's Teamzy? I don't know. I've heard a little buzz about it. But when I went on one of Eric's trainings, I was like, oh, it's not just like this product training sort of thing. There was like this message that came through loud and clear on connecting with people and just getting out there and making someone's day and building relationships. And I was glued to the training. And so that's why I was hoping that Eric would come on here and give that message to us. And for those of you that follow the rule of 5 like we do on our team, where every day I grow, every day I connect, every day I follow up, every day I track, every day I plan, and as you're growing your Beachbody business, I found that I could really, I could grow, I could connect, I could follow up, but my tracking system absolutely stunk. And I've actually got this little notebook here with all these names in it, but no real system on how I did that. And so Eric's message and the tool he created really made a big difference for me. And since August, in the conversations that I'm having, the relationships I'm building, the Success Club points keep going. So I definitely want you guys to make sure. I know we're recording this, but I think having your own notebook there to jot down some notes. You'll probably, if you're on your computer, probably want to do some screenshots, because I'm sure that Eric's got some slides that I'll put up. I know that I do every time I've been on one of his trainings. And just to give Eric, well, if you don't know who I am, I'm Perry Tinsley. I've been a coach now 10 years. Absolutely love it. And been friends with, oh gosh, so many of you on here. I don't even think I need to do the introduction. But to introduce Eric here, Eric was a Beachbody coach at one time. He's a former Beachbody coach, and he'll give you that story in a little bit. And he is the founder and CEO of Teamzy, and he'll tell you what Teamzy is tonight. So Eric, I'm just gonna turn it over to you, buddy, and you can share with us. Thank you so much for taking the time to come on our call and to provide us value. And I know people will just be like running out of ink here in their pen here soon.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here, guys. Like Perry said, my name is Eric Johnson. And so here's what we're going to talk about tonight. A lot of people are excited about Teamzy as a tracking app, and it is something that will make tracking basically automatic for you. You don't really have to track anymore. If you use Teamzy, you just do the right things and it's already tracked. But what I want to talk to you guys a little bit about is that this is actually a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system. I'll get a little bit of that into that with my training. But I'm going to teach you guys not just how to use the software, but I'm going to show you that the software is based on a system. an approach to the business, something that's been proven to work basically since the beginning of time. It's the way business is built, by relationship. Okay, so I'm going to jump into that. In fact, let me just jump into it because I've got plenty to share with you. So I'm going to share my screen right now. We'll jump into the thing. Oh, wait, before I do that, I think everybody's muted, but I'm muting you anyways. And if you feel the need to speak, like the spirit moves you, just unmute and ask me something. That's totally cool. It's just for background noise. Okay. All right. So you guys see my presentation right now, which is how to leverage relationship marketing to become a power boss, right? Okay. So we'll jump into it. So a little bit about my backstory. My grown-up career life, I know we all have one of those, right? We don't count this, even though this is like the better job. I've been a business coach my whole grown-up life, a business coach. I teach people how to build their business. I've been teaching the system that I'm going to teach you guys, relationship marketing, for all of that time. And I specialize mostly in the real estate industry, helping people build the real estate business. And then from there, ended up coaching people in just about every small business entrepreneurial adventure you could imagine. And then when I became a Beachbody coach, I went to look for the tools that I needed to leverage my time, because one of the things I'm going to talk to you guys about tonight is that you need to leverage your time. Building a business is not an 8-hour-a-day job. It can be, but if you have an hour or 2 hours a day to work on this, you need to be super effective and efficient during that time. Does that make sense? So I went to look for the tools. You know, in other industries, there are tools, there are softwares, things that help salespeople, help entrepreneurs. I just couldn't find anything for us, which is how Teamzy got built. So I'll show you guys that as we go. But I just want to give you a little bit of my backstory. So let's jump right into the training. What is relationship marketing? I've already mentioned it a few times, and it's kind of a buzzword right now. It's getting popular again, but everybody means something different. Here's my definition. Relationship marketing is a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system, you guys. And that's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. That's what we want, isn't it? We want to generate interest. Now, here's the thing. Why did I call it a lead generation system? Because people think, oh, yeah, of course, relationships. And they think it's like, you know, some sort of kumbaya hippie approach to business, especially in network marketing, where everybody seems to teach the same thing. The whole go for no, hit them hard, hit them fast, burn through your list kind of approach. And there's a reason why most of us hate that. Most of us don't like that. I'm going to explain that as we go. But this is a true lead generation system, but we do it by relationship, which is so cool. Now, I just want to give you guys real quick a mindset shift before we get deep into this. And that's this. Your business is not marketing home fitness programs and nutritional supplements. That is not your business. Did you think that was? Your business is lead generation. You are in the lead generation business. What do you do every day in your business? You work to generate new leads. Okay? You work to generate new leads. That's the business you're in. And it's important for you to understand that, because you can get really busy in your business. But if you're not generating new leads, you're not building your business. Does that make sense? No matter how busy you are, even if it's one of those awesome days where you had like, you recruited 3 coaches and sold 5 challenge packs. If you didn't do any of the work that I'm going to show you today, the lead generation work, you didn't actually work on your business today. Okay. So relationship marketing, it's a system we follow. It allows us to serve and bring value first. It allows us to serve and bring value first. So instead of just going through our list looking for people who are interested to buy or join, we're actually looking for ways to serve and bring value. And I'm going to get a little bit into the whole idea of looking for ways to make people's day, to make someone's day mindset. And then when we invest systematically in relationships, people are more likely to want to do business with us, right? And they're more likely to recommend our business to others. That's why we do it this way. Also, we're able to create predictable and reliable results for our business. How many of you guys want that? Here's the thing I'm going to show you guys when I get into Teamzy. I'm going to show you how you set an income goal and Teamzy tells you what to do every day to hit it. We can predict reliably how well relationships will pan out. It's kind of amazing. So you guys will never have to worry about, look, I can't make a promise, but if you use Teamzy consistently, you guys are all going to be Success Club legends. That's it. This system's foolproof. You just got to use it. Okay. And you always know what to do next because it's a system. You always know what to do next because it's a system. Instead of trying to figure out where you go next, you always know what to do. All right, so let's jump into this. Here's my important principle for you. I've got a bunch of these, so make sure you do have the pen and paper ready. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. So remember, what business are you in? Lead generation. Why do we generate leads? So we can develop and deepen relationships. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. All right. And then over time, we turn those relationships into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. An advocate is somebody who actively brings more people to your business. You guys are all advocates for lots of different products and companies. Things that you love, you tell people about. You see a great movie, how many people do you think you send typically to a great movie that you've seen, or a great restaurant? We are wired like this. And so what we're going to do with Teamzy is over time, we're going to turn everybody you know into an advocate for your business. Whether they join you or not, they're going to be telling people about you. When they think about fitness and health, they're going to be like, oh, you need to talk to my friend Perry. Okay? All right. Important principle. This is a really big one. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. You know why I love this? Because for jerks, the system does not work. And there's a lot of jerks in our industry. But they have to do it based on trust. The fleece them and forget them approach does not work with relationship marketing. Teamzy's not going to work for you if you're not somebody who loves people. But here's the best part. Trust makes the work fun. Trust makes it fun. Because when someone trusts you, even just a little bit, you don't have to sell them, you don't have to convince them. You get right to helping them, right? Also, trust takes that icky salesperson feeling away. How many of you guys, like, your worst nightmare is being the icky salesperson? If there's some trust, you never have that feeling, and they never have that feeling. Does that make sense? And it doesn't have to be like, I trust you, take my kids for the day. It's just a little bit. You're just building a little bit of rapport and trust with people. And then my favorite part is you get to go for yes. You get to go for yes. Okay, this is something that kind of gets me going, but have you guys ever done the go for no thing? You guys know what I'm talking about? Some of you have been around a while, you've done the go for no thing. Was it fun? Here's the thing with that. Let me just, because I don't want to make anybody feel bad who loves it, because some people love it. For me, the go for no thing, this happened to me. So I was a brand new coach at Beachbody, and I had no clue. The person who sponsored me into Beachbody was a good friend of mine who also didn't know what he was doing. And so we had no idea, right? And so my first 60 days, I got the diamond rank, and I got invited to this group. Some of you guys are in those groups, right? With Beachbody, like the other diamond coaches. And they were like, I had no idea what I was doing. And I get into this group, and everybody knew what they were doing. They knew everything. They knew how to calculate volume and all this. I didn't know any of that. And they were like, we're going to go for no. I'm like, what do you mean you're going to go for no? They're like, we're going to go through our list, get your whole list of everybody you know, and we're just going to invite every single person on the list and our goal is to get 100 no's by Friday, because the no's get us closer to yeses. This is the go for no thing. I don't know, has anybody done it? Okay, so I was like, that's crazy. I'm not doing that. There's no way I'm going to do it. I'm too much of a wimp. You guys, 100 rejections by Friday? I don't think I could survive that. And there's a reason. And I thought about it, and I was like, I'm not going to do that. That doesn't make any sense to me. There's a reason for it. There's a reason why people are freaked out by network marketing. There's a reason why people hide from their friends when they find out that they've become a distributor in a network marketing company. It's exactly that approach. See, when you build trust first, you don't ever go for no. You're going for yes. When you build trust first, you don't leave bodies behind. You don't leave rejection behind. Everybody is kind of on a path to yes. They're just not ready yet. But when you're working this system, you're going for yes all the time. So if any of you guys have ever said these words out loud, I've already been through my warm market. Now what? I'm going to call BS on that. You need to go back to your warm market and warm them up again. Does that make sense? Okay. Sorry. It's going to take me an hour if I keep going off on tangents like this. I better skip some of this stuff. But here's how you actually do it. How do you actually build trust? There are 4 essential ingredients to building trust. Okay. The first is chemistry. I'll go through them quickly and then I'll break them down for you. Chemistry, then character. Character is the second one. I know a couple of you guys are on the phone, so I'll repeat a lot. You won't be able to see what I'm doing. Chemistry, character. The third one is competence, competence. And the fourth one is consistency, consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. Those of you guys who know me know that it took me a long time to figure out how to get them all to start with C, but these little details are important, right? All right, so let's go through these. Chemistry. Chemistry is probably the one you guys need the least training on. This is where you have common ground with someone. This is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? The idea is we need to figure out where we need to build chemistry. We need to figure out how we can connect with people, right? And if you guys are already, a lot of you guys already have social media plans, right? Where you're using attraction marketing. You're looking for people like you. You've identified your niche and you're marketing to them. You're already bringing people in with chemistry. But here's the thing I want you guys to understand, especially if you're doing really well with the niche marketing. And that is that every person in your niche has their hundreds of relationships also. So you need to be ready to figure out where you connect with people. And it's easy, right? God gave us one mouth and two ears for a reason. How many of you tell your kids that? Anything you tell your kids, by the way, you can use on yourself to coach yourself in running your business. Just want you to know that. Okay. So we just need to ask questions. We need to ask questions and be interested in other people to find out what it is we have in common with them. The second thing is character. Character. Okay, character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. Okay, just really quick on this. I want you guys to please notice that character is not something you just have. You don't just have character. Character is something you do. It's a verb. It's an action. It's something you have to demonstrate constantly. Does that make sense? So those of you who are like me and you can sometimes get offended if somebody questions your integrity, right? How dare you? I'm a man of character. You just need to understand, I mean, that's natural, but then you just got to step out of that situation and go, you know what? Actually, I don't have a relationship with this person and I haven't demonstrated my character to them. So how would they know who I am? Maybe they were a little rude, but they don't know because I'm not showing them. You need to be demonstrating how much you care if you want people to understand character. Again, this is how we build trust, right? We demonstrate our character. The third one is competence. Competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. So what I need to know is, can you help me lose the weight? Are you the person who's going to help me get the fitness that I want and achieve my goals? Can you mentor me in this business? Can I trust you to help me build this business? This is why I need to know you're competent. Does that make sense? First, I need to know that you care about me, and now I need to know that you actually can do it. But here's the cool thing. How many of you guys have heard that whole fake it till you make it thing? You guys ever heard that? Please don't do that. Don't fake it. Come on, that's so disingenuous. Can't stand it when people say that. You got to be you. And if you're not competent, meaning you're new and you don't really know everything yet, you got to lean on your team. That's all. You demonstrate the competence of your team. You demonstrate the competence of your upline, your sideline, your grader team, the trainings. You explain to them the community they're joining and the sport they're going to have. Does that make sense? Please don't fake it though. Hey, I'm just starting out too. I have no idea what I'm doing. I mean, I have to tell you guys, when I started as a Beachbody coach and I got to Diamond coach pretty quickly, people were like, how did you do that? And I said, I don't know. I don't think I know what I'm doing. I mean, I didn't even understand how the volumes worked. I didn't even really know how I was getting paid. The bottom line is, the one thing that I knew is what I'm going to teach you guys tonight, which is it was all about reaching out to people and connecting. It was all about making people's day and sharing the fact that you have a heart to help them. And then if you do that, everything else kind of takes care of itself and you learn on the fly. Does that make sense? Okay, before I get into the fourth one, I just want to recap this with an important principle for you guys, and you'll see where I pulled all this content from. The principle is this. People really only care about three things. This is when they're going to think about doing business with you. They only care about three things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Now, one little quick thing on this before I move to the next slide. This principle, if you guys are coming up against objections, and you should be, you're dealing with people, you should be getting objections on a regular basis. all objections come from one or a combination of these three things. Okay? Every objection, whether it's to one of the random ingredients in Shakeology, to the price or whatever, all of these objections come from one of these. Now, does it mean that you should not be a pro and be able to overcome objections? No, you're going to learn that skill. Learn how to overcome objections. Somebody on your team already knows how to overcome that objection. But you have to understand that just because you overcame that objection, it's still there in their chest, and they need you to invest in the relationship. Does that make sense? They need to know over time that they can feel good about these three questions. And that's why we're going to consistently work on the relationship. So you overcome the objection, you get them in challenge pack, great. Or they join your team, great. But you have to understand that you have to continue working on that relationship or they're not going to stick around. Make sense? Okay. The fourth one is consistency. Man, wouldn't it be great if we didn't need this one? It would be so awesome. I would love that. I would love it if I could turn on my BOD like once a month and just go, just like do a great workout. But this is so important. Everything hinges on consistency. Now, everything in your life that you're going to be good at, everything in your life worth having, everything in your life worth achieving, all comes from consistency. But right now I'm talking about it from the standpoint of, if you want to build trust with somebody, you've got to be consistent. How many of you guys are parents? Right? How important is it to be consistent with our kids in order for them to trust us? Yeah, absolutely. And it's the same thing with every human being. Consistency is where it's at. I'm going to give you an important principle, and that's this. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. I actually took this principle from a chapter in this book, one of my favorite books. You guys should put this on your personal development list if you haven't already read this. It's called Influence. It's The Psychology of Persuasion by Bob Cialdini. I know it's like a tiny little picture here. I have it on the screen for you. Okay. Such an awesome book. This book talks about 6 different laws of social persuasion. Oh my gosh, so good. So good. If you're not a reader, you should become a reader. But if you're not a reader, there's a TED Talk too. You can watch that and shortcut your time a little bit. Okay. But here's the thing that's amazing about this. Consistency attracts people to you. That's what this means. People are attracted to you by your consistency. It's so attractive. How many of you have been told, oh my gosh, you're so inspiring. I love watching you on Facebook or Instagram. You're so inspiring. Have you guys ever heard that before? And when they tell you you're inspiring, do you think it's because you have like reached physical perfection, right? And your before and after is like, over here you look like me and over here you look like Autumn Calabrese. No, none of us are perfect. They love the fact that you are consistently doing what seems hard to them. That is what is inspiring. Respecting and desiring for themselves sounds a lot like inspiring. You guys need to understand that your consistency actually builds trust. And this is why Carl's constantly telling you, be a product of the product, be a product of the product. It's not just because he wants you to drink your bag of Shakeology every month. It's because he knows this is how you attract people to your business. Does that make sense? All right. And he wants you to drink your Shakeology every month. But, he's a smart guy. All right. So here's a question for you guys. Are you consistent? Are you consistent? This is where your checkup from the neck up starts in this call. Are you consistent? Are you actually doing that? Are you using the products? Are you a product of the product? Are you? Are you a product of the product? How many of you guys have Beachbody on-demand disease? Do you know what that is? That means like now there's so many choices that you either never choose the same program 2 days in a row, or you're just like, you just miss stuff. Haven't you guys, you guys know what I'm talking about? How awesome is it when you do a program and you have like a specific workout you have to do every day? Be a product. You got to be a product of the product. We got to stay consistent. This is a lifestyle. You guys are selling a lifestyle. You have to live it. Are you doing your workout? Are you drinking your shake every day? Are you committed to healthy living? Are you doing your personal development every day? I know this is a random slide, but it's important. If you want to build trust, you have to walk the talk. Make sense? By the way, how many of you know you should be doing personal development every day, but really aren't? You don't have to raise your hands. I just want to convict you a little bit. You have to understand, Zig Ziglar said, being broke is a state of account, being poor is a state of mind. Okay? How many of you are, well, I want to ask you how many are broke, but I hope you're not poor. And if you have always been broke, what do you think you need to change? The way you think. Okay? And the way you do it is by overwhelming the negative in the world, which is everywhere, with positive. You just got to do it. You got to read, you got to listen, you got to everything. Down to music, you guys. Down to the music you listen to. You got to get uplifting music. It's hard, I know. I know. Those sad songs are so awesome. I'm just telling you right now, you got to be really intentional. I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but I definitely recommend that every one of you makes a playlist on your phone of 25 uplifting songs, and you play that when you're going to work and stuff in the morning, instead of listening to the crap that's going on in the world. Just try it. All right. So this is struggling but moving forward, not perfect but determined, right? But now I got to really ask you the important question. How you guys are doing? How many of you would say, I'm doing pretty good on this, Eric? I'm pretty consistent, right? Here's the real question. Are you as consistent in your relationships? Are you as consistent in your relationships? Are you as consistent about staying in touch with your relationships as you are about doing your workout each day, drinking Shakeology, and doing your personal development and posting on social media? Right? Most people are like, you know, here's your principle you need to understand. People won't believe you till they see you. They're not going to believe you till they see you. You can paint the most awesome life on social media ever. You can show them your feet in the sand with the laptop on your lap going, this is what a hashtag mom boss looks like. This is my day at the office. I'm on a business meeting right now. Coach life, awesome. And it is. But there are people looking at that going, she doesn't mean me because I haven't heard from her in 25 years. It's really cool what she's doing, right? People will believe you when they see you. People will be, when you start connecting with people directly, they're going to believe that you actually want them to be on the journey with you. Okay. So you just got to understand relationship building is a contact sport. And I don't mean hit them fast and hit them hard. I mean, you need to be in contact with people. You need to be in contact with people. In fact, to do this right, you need to be in contact, regular contact with everybody you know. But I know your time is scarce, so I'll show you how to do that. Here's your principle. Investing time in connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time in connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. I know there's at least like 10 people on this call are going, when is he going to show us Teamzy? Guys, after this, Teamzy is going to make so much sense to you. I'm just going to give you a quick example on this, though. Investing time in connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships, because people do think there's this like myth that like you can have a friend and never see them and be close. And the truth is you really can't have a good relationship with anyone unless you're investing time in connecting with them. I'm going to give you an example. How many of you guys ever got a note card? Like a, you know, like a nice note, like a birthday card or something that somebody wrote a message in, and it was like a really beautiful, heartfelt message. You guys ever get a card like that? How many of you are married? You better at least have gotten one of those. Somebody's in trouble. Okay, so after you read that card and you had that emotional connection, that person reading it, you know, I don't know, some of you guys might have got a little teary-eyed, a little overclamped. You get that feeling in your chest. Then what do you do with the card? Trash can? Chuck it as soon as you read it? No way. Most people have a special place where they put cards like that, right? Like a box or a drawer. Do you guys have one of those where you keep those? Okay, now here's another example. You go to your mailbox, and in your mailbox is a stack of mail, and there's a couple postcards in there that are addressed to you. One's from the dentist wishing you a happy birthday, and one is from the local real estate agent letting you know you have a beautiful home and they'd love to list it. Do those cards get to be put in a special place? I mean, maybe it was a really cute card from the dentist, like a little cartoon, a little Christy, maybe it was like a cartoon German Shepherd. No, still doesn't go in a special place, right? Because you know that they invested no time or emotional energy in those cards, right? Why is the handwritten card so valuable? So like, why do we love it so much? Why do we keep it? Why is it so impactful? Because it represents an investment of time. Undivided attention. How many things get undivided attention in your life ever? In our world, right? Now, when somebody writes you a message in a card like that, it's impossible for them to have their phone out, playing with it, going on Facebook or whatever, playing video games, right? They have to be focused on you. That's why it's so valuable, because they focused on you. They gave you that time. And that's it's like a medal. You keep it. It's like represents the time that was invested in that relationship. In fact, if you guys go open up those note cards tonight, it'll impact that relationship again. It'll deepen that relationship again. It has a lingering power. Okay, so am I telling you should be writing handwritten notes to people on your team and prospects? Yeah, you should be. Not all the time, but you should be. That should be part of what you do, for sure. It makes a big deal. But also you can make an impact with a text or a message. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that. It's just because it's one-on-one, because it's heartfelt. That's how we make people's day. Okay? All right. Sorry, that was my little tangent. We're going to jump back in. I'm almost done with this presentation, and we'll get into Teamzy. All right, so here's what you guys need. You need a system. You need a system. You need a way to stay in contact with all your relationships. You need to know when to contact them so that you're not going through your Facebook feed trying to figure out when to message people. Know what you're going to say, so you don't spend all day trying to figure out what your message should be, and make sure that nobody's falling through the cracks. How many of you guys have talked to somebody before who've been kind of interested, and they're like really close to signing up, and they're like, you know what, I'm just going to wait. I'm not ready. And you're like, okay, great. No problem. I'll check in with you whenever. And then what happens? You find out they signed up on someone else's team. It's happened, right? This is how people fall through the cracks. You plant the seed, you water the seed, you give sunshine to the seed, and you're not present when the seed is ready for harvest. This is why you need a system, so people don't fall through the cracks. You're always present. You're always making their day. You're always part of their life. And when they're ready, you're there. Okay. Let's actually go look at Teamzy here. Let me make sure I put this on speaker view for you guys. Where is it? Here we go. Teamzy. So we're going to go through this real quick and get it set up. All right, you ready? First thing I want you guys to know, if you're not already using Teamzy, there's a free 30-day trial. Free 30-day trial. Go to teamzy.com, and get your free 30-day trial. There's no credit card required, nothing like that. Just go use it. If you use it for 30 days, you will love it, okay? All right. And when you come into your free trial, you're gonna do, it's gonna drop you inside of a setup wizard, which makes setting this up super easy. If you're like me and you hate having to set up CRMs and things like that, you just have to go in here and see how easy it is. You can do it all in a minute. So I'm gonna launch it right here so you can see it. Here's the setup wizard. In the setup wizard, we're gonna do three things. We're gonna set a goal, income goal for the year. We're gonna create a powerful why, right? So that we are protected against quitting points. I'll explain that in a minute. And then we're gonna get all your contacts imported and organized in Teamzy, okay? That's all we're gonna do. There's little videos here along the way, but you have me live, so you don't need to watch those right now. Okay, first step, set a goal. I put in $150,000. This is the income level I'd like to be at 12 months from now. Okay, what income level would you like to be at 12 months from now? Now, here's the thing I want you guys to know. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? I'm just gonna tell you this. An hour of focus a day with this system, you should be, if you can put an hour of focus a day with this system, you should set a goal that is at least 6 figures. Okay, cool? Anyone cool with that? Great. Okay. I put in 150. I will show you how I can actually I could do the activities for 150 in 30 minutes. Now, I'm probably faster than you at doing these right now, but within about a month, you could do it about that fast too as you get used to the system. All right. So let's do this. Teamzy is now recommending for me to get to the ballpark of 150, I need to connect with 4,348 people in the next 12 months. Easy, right? I have to tell you guys, I grew up in a town in New Hampshire that had less people than that. And I definitely did not know everybody in the town. So that's definitely seems like a big number to me, but I have to show you that if you're going to eat an elephant, how do you do it? A couple of people know, one bite at a time. You're not going to actually eat an elephant. It's an analogy. It's an analogy. But if you were to do it, it'd be one bite at a time. So the next page, and hit continue here, the next page breaks it down. Breaks it into prospects, customers, and coaches. That describes everybody on the planet. They're one of those 3 things, right? And then it takes it yearly, monthly, weekly, daily. Breaks it down. So now it's giving me a recommendation. To get to my goal, I need to connect with 9 prospects each day, connect with 6 customers, 4 coaches on my team. I need to invite 3 people and add 3 people to my list. That's my daily target. Okay, that's what I want to do in my power hour. Now, here's what I want you guys to know. You can change these numbers. If you're new and you don't have anybody on your team, you can make that a 0 if you want. And then you can come back and change it later. Okay? You can make this 20 over here on prospects. A couple things I want to show you though, which is kind of interesting. And I'll explain this as we do our power hour together in a minute. Notice that I'm connecting with 19 people here, but I'm only inviting 3. Interesting, because they're different. The connect is about make someone's day. We are going to reach out to 19 people and make their day. That is my only goal, is to make their day. And I'm hoping that out of those 19 people I connect with, about 10 of them will respond, and now I have 10 conversations going. Now I have 10 conversations where guess what I continue to do? Find ways to help them, find ways to serve them, find ways to continue to make their day, to enrich their lives. And out of those 10 conversations, as they progress, 3 of them will be invited to learn more about my business. Maybe more, but at least 3. Does that make sense? Are you with me? Yeah. And I'm going to definitely get a few people recommended to me from them for my ads, plus all the things that I'm doing out on social media to meet new people. Okay. All right. You guys are getting like a little extra training tonight because I don't know why. I'm just kind of in the mode. All right. Finding your why. Let's talk about this one. This is a big one. Finding your why. Guys, do you guys know what I mean when I say why? Your why. Have you guys heard that before? Have you worked on that a little bit, seeing your why? Okay. Here's a couple stats I want to tell you real quick. 1 out of every 2 Beachbody coaches will quit within the first 12 months. That's half. 1 out of every 2 will quit within the first 12 months. How many of you guys have been in business like 2 years or more? Is that about right in your experience? Now, some coaches may have a better retention rate than that on their team. Some may be worse, right? That's like the average. But here's what I will tell you. Here's what I will guarantee you. There's going to be a time, you may have already hit that place before, where you want to quit this business. Maybe it's nothing to do with your business. Maybe it's just something personal is happening. But I guarantee you life's going to be hard at moments and you're going to want to quit. And here's the other piece. Here's the other bombshell for you. You're a quitter. We all are. The only reason that you sometimes don't quit and actually persevere to success is because you have a reason to. You need a reason, and you need to know the reason before things get tough. Because once you understand that reason, the little bit of discomfort you have to do every day to achieve this is clear and easy to overcome. Does that make sense? Okay, that's why it's so important to know your why. The why is why you're doing this business. Now, a lot of you people know this. You understand this concept. I need to have a why, a really good, deep-seated emotional reason to be doing this business. And I understand that. But I mean, how the heck do I do that? I mean, how do I get into the analyzing my enablement to figure this out, Eric? Here's the thing, guys. We've gone to the seminars, we've read the books, and we basically just put an exercise right into the setup wizard of Teamzy to help you get started on figuring out your why. Let me show it to you really quick. These are called passion tangents. I go off on them. I'm sorry. It's important stuff. All right. So these are basically just questions, and you're just going to, it's like a journaling exercise. You're just going to think these through and answer them for yourself. Okay. This is just for you to get you thinking. I'm going to tell you my story as I go through these questions as an example. Obviously, your story will be your own, but just to give you an example, because I went through this process myself and it was life-changing. Why'd you become a coach? First question, why'd you become a coach? For me, the reason why I became a coach was I did P90X, which I bought at Costco. Crazy, right? Carl will sell this stuff anywhere. I bought it at Costco and I lost 60 pounds in 90 days. Crazy, right? People were asking, oh my gosh, what are you doing? You look amazing. I did P90X. I did P90X. I did P90X. Go to P90X. Finally, my wife says, I think that you can be a distributor for this and actually get paid instead of just sending everybody to beachbody.com. That's why I became a coach. Can you guys tell it was deep? Emotional reason. Oh, it was like, okay, fine. So, and I remembered that my buddy Robert was a coach because he had approached me with Shakeology packets 3 years early, and I told him to go away. Okay. So I called him and he asked me this question. Well, what do you hope to accomplish by being a coach? I said, do you think I can make $500 a month extra money? He goes, yeah, I think you could make $500 a month extra money. No problem. I said, great. That would be great. You guys see how deep it was still. The next question, why is that important to you? Making $500 a month? Why is it important to me? Oh, it's huge because then I could maybe save some money. See, we hadn't saved money in 7 years. With the recession, when the recession hit, our family got hit really hard. I mentioned before that I coached real estate people, and the real estate market was obliterated. 85% of the income of the people who were my customers was wiped out of the economy in one day, it was gone. And so we were constantly worried about money. I had been laid off from my job twice, and we were working like crazy just to hold serve for years. $500 a month, yeah, that would be important to me because that would be savings that I wasn't able to do. Then the next question, what would achieving this mean for you and your family? My first thought on this was maybe we could buy a new house eventually. We could save money up and get a new house. American dream, right? And yeah, that'd be great. I was like, yeah, that'd be great. We could buy a new house. And it's already getting more important than just, they're asking me about P90X as I'm going through this process over 5 or 10 minutes, right? Then I get to this last question. Why is that meaningful? In this case, why is buying a house meaningful? How does it make you feel? All right, guys. So I just got to tell you that when I read this question, I didn't really know what to make of it at first. Got kind of frustrated with it because I couldn't figure out how to answer it for a couple minutes. And then I realized that I didn't really care about buying a new house. It wasn't meaningful. It was symbolic. A new house was symbolic. It represented a life and a family life that I wanted and didn't have. You see, at that time, I was working all the time. I've already told you I wasn't making enough money, wasn't getting anywhere with my job. I never saw my kids, maybe 20 minutes in the morning when I was getting ready for work. And I come home, they're already getting ready for bed. Put them to bed, and that was it. That was my relationship with my kids. I was really unhealthy. I was running around, traveling all the time, eating on the road, getting workouts in sporadically, right? Just wasn't healthy. The house represented a symbol of the fact that I needed to take control of my life. Does that make sense? I needed to do something different. And I started realizing that this opportunity, this Beachbody business, was a way to change everything. Does that make sense? Because I already knew I was at the top of my career, well respected, and I was stuck. I knew something had to give, and this was an opportunity to do it. This process helped me understand that this business opportunity was a way to create my dream life. So in this last box, I created my why statement. It's kind of like an affirmation statement. Write it like it's an affirmation, like this is what we're going to do. This was my why. To create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family, and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. It was kind of like painting a picture of my life. This became my why statement. Now, guys, whatever you write in this box, my why, and hit continue, it will post it on your dashboard. Every day when you come to Teamzy to do your power hour, you read this. Oh, man, I don't feel like reaching out to people today. It's like, read your why, and it just smacks you in the head. 20 minutes, I can do this, guys. Guys, not to be crude, but you take your phone in the restroom and get your connects done on Teamzy. It doesn't take that much, right? Don't tell people that you're doing that. It's gross. Okay, do this. Now, here's one thing I just want to tell you about this too. When I read this now and I'm presenting this to you guys, it's 12 months later after doing this myself, maybe a little bit more like a year and a half. This is my life. This describes my life now. It's not my goal anymore. I need to redo this myself. And that's what I hope will happen to you guys. You create a statement like this becomes your life. I mean, I am literally in my home right now talking to you guys. 3 months after writing this down, this my why, I left my corporate job forever. 3 months later. So you guys set this intention and work on it, you'll be amazed at what happens. All right, I know I went off on a tangent on my why, but I think it's really important. And I know a lot of you guys might have skipped that if I hadn't really killed it like that. Go in and do it. Oh, here's one more thing about my why, real quick. Thank you guys for bearing with me. Some of you guys are motivated more by avoiding pain than you are about going after like happy-go-lucky goals, right? You know what I'm talking about? Yes. So here's what I want you guys to do that are like that. I want you to write, I call it the dark why. Write down, what are the consequences to my life, my family, my relationships, my health, my finances, if I fail? What happens to me if I fail? And what are my options at that point? Because sometimes you guys need that little extra kick to go, okay, I know if I follow this system for 30, 40 minutes a day, 20 minutes if I get really good at it, then I'm going to get great results. So what happens if I don't do that? What happens if I'm not consistent? What happens to my health? What happens to your health if you're not consistent with your workouts and your nutrition? Right? And so you need to know that. You need to know the consequences of your actions because it all compounds good or bad. All right. Let me go back. Last step is we're going to get your contacts imported in. First, you're going to go to coach office and you're going to get your coaches and your customers imported. I recommend that you just do your personally sponsored coaches. You can bring in other coaches if you want over time, but I definitely think you should probably start with your personally sponsored coaches. We've kind of changed that over time, and as we work with the system, that seems to work the best. Okay, and then you're going to get all your customers imported in. Now, follow the instructions here, and Teamzy will automatically put them all in the right category when you import them. Then you're going to get, I love this, you're going to get your whole Facebook friends list imported, and it's going to be all in one place organized, so you can work it systematically. So cool. Okay, I'll show you guys how that works. And then anywhere else that you have contacts, if you're using another CRM, you can get them exported to CSV. You can get contacts off your phone onto a CSV. Anywhere else, you just get them in as a CSV. And by the way, CSV is just a file type, like doc or whatever. CSV is just a file type that computers use to talk to each other. Okay, and it's one of your types when you export, you can say as CSV. Okay, so once you get all those in, and that part is super easy and quick, the last thing it's going to do is it's going to ask you to rank your contacts. So when you bring them in, it'll look like this. It'll bring you to your team page and it'll be in rank mode automatically, which is this toggled over. And what we do with rank mode is we go down our list and we just rank people. 5 stars is awesome. 1 star is a lot colder. Okay. And you're just going to go through and just from your gut, you're just going to rank them. Okay. Now keep in mind, everyone's going to be a 3 when you first come in here. So you don't actually have to rank everybody. You just have to you have to go look for the people that you like the best to move them up. And then over time, you'll move other people around as you go. But the important reason you want to do this is because you do this one time and you never have to plan your power again. I mean, if you guys are doing power hours now, it takes a lot of planning. Who am I going to connect with? Who's on my follow-up list? You don't have to ever do that again. It's all done automatically for you by Teamzy based on this one time you go through and rank everybody, okay? And Teamzy is working on an important principle here. The principle is that you should spend more time with the best people. You should spend more time with the best people. So you're going to prioritize people so that Teamzy will bring them in front of you more often. Make sense? All right, so let me explain to you what the ranks mean real quick, and then we'll dive into a power hour. So you can see this anytime by clicking this little question mark. A 5-star is somebody most likely to become a customer or coach or an existing customer or coach that's a rock star. Okay, they're going to come up on your dashboard. You're going to get a reminder to connect and make their day every 30 days. 4 stars, this is someone likely to become a customer or coach with a little bit of nurturing. Okay, or they're just the solid people on your team. You're going to get a reminder every 60 days to connect with them and make their day. A 3-star is everyone's a 3 to start, and most people on your list will be a 3. 3s you just don't know which way they're going to go, right? They could go either way. They could join the team. They might not. You don't know yet until you start connecting with them. You're going to get a reminder to connect with them and make their day every 90 days. Okay, and then 2 stars getting colder, they're every 120 days. 1 stars are people that they're on your list, but you're not reaching out to them. Like your do not contacts will automatically drop in here when you import them, or they're just people on your list you're not connecting with. Okay. Just a little side note though. I honestly always tell my people to connect with those do not contact people. Just saying, find them on Facebook and message them. You'll get like a 60% response rate from that. I'm just telling you. They don't want to hear from Beachbody. They don't understand that they're telling their coach that they're telling you not to contact them. my wife is still an active coach. I had to close my coach business because compliance didn't like that I was doing Teamzy too, which is fine. But we were in her back office yesterday and laughing because her sister, who's her best friend, had her as do not contact. Right? Okay. Just a little side note. I can't get in trouble because I'm not a coach, so they can't come after me for saying that. I think you should contact them. Don't email them though, because you definitely don't want to email them if they've opted out of emails. Okay. So let's go in and do our power hour. I'm going to show you guys how to do this. I'll give you a 12-second tour of the dashboard, and then we're going to kill our power hour. So here's your dashboard. If you need to look somebody up, you look them up here. You got to add somebody new after you've done your imports. You just click that and add somebody. Really easy. And here's my why right here. Okay. Your ranks here. You can change this as you go. Okay. Now, this is our goals for the day. Remember, we set these up, and yours will be set up on your goals. So I've got 9 prospects. I haven't done any. I have to do them all still. 6 customers, 4 coaches. Then I'm going to do my invites and my ads. Okay. Also, my dailies. Did you post on social today? Did you do your PD? Did you drink your shake? Did you do your workout? This is just to keep you focused on doing the right things. All right. So now I'm going to look at my who's up next. This is the magic right here. Who's up next? I don't have to think about it because Teamzy is going to tell me who to connect with next. I've got my prospects, then my customers, then my coaches, then my follow-ups. I'm going to show you guys real quick how to do the power hour. I'm going to show you how to connect with people, have a conversation with them, invite them, follow up on the invite, convert them to your team. You ready? We're going to do it in like 7 minutes, maybe less if I don't talk a lot. All right. So the first person on my list is Darcy. I've got a list of like 3,000 people, like some of you guys do, but it only shows me 5 at a time, so I never get overwhelmed. So Darcy's the first person on my list. I'm going to use Facebook to message her. Primarily, I like Facebook Messenger. I use that for most of my communications. So I'm going to look her up first on Facebook. Oh, wait, I have to show you guys something real quick. I just have to. My wife had a baby a month ago. You just got to throw this in here. All right, so baby number 4. That's why I've got a little bit of bags in my eyes. All right, what am I doing? We're looking up Darcy. There she is. No, I don't spell correct. You're annoying me. Okay, there she is. Darcy, boom. All right, so I'm going to connect, send her a message. Oh, wait, you know what? Here's the thing. I don't really know what I'm going to say to her. You guys ever feel like that? Okay, so check this out. Check this out. Because I used to do this, and I'd write a message to people like, how can we get your scripts? All of our scripts are in here now. So check this out. If you're not sure what to do, you click this little scripts button right here. And how do you want to message her? I want to use Facebook. Okay, great. Here's my scripts. I'm going to use this one, Connect 1. Hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome. Copy script. Okay, copied. Great. Now check this out. I'm going to go back to Facebook. I don't know if you guys can see all this. I hope so. I'm going to paste it in there. By the way, her name's not Jane, so I need to change that. Okay, now, boom, I sent it. Know what to say. Wasn't that one of the things I said? Know what to say. Look at what I said. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. Again, my goal is to make her day. Just to smile, right? Just to like, hey, how are you? Like, oh, that's nice. He's thinking of me, right? Now, I copied that. I don't know if you noticed that. I copied it because I'm just going to log it that I did it in Teamzy. Okay, Teamzy does not send messages. You have to do it in Messenger or your text or whatever, okay? All right, so that was a Facebook message. And now watch, I'm gonna log this connect and watch what happens to her on the list. She's gone. And now I have a 1 on the board, okay? So now I'm gonna go to Cassandra next. Guess what I'll do with Cassandra? The same thing, probably even the same message. In fact, I might send that same message to all 9 prospects today. And there's 3 like basic ones in there that you can change. So like if I've already messaged them in the past, I might send the one that says, hey, it's been a while since I checked in. How are you today? Hope you're having an awesome day. Or I might send the one that says, hey, I saw you cross my Facebook feed today. I was thinking of you. How are you? I hope you're having an awesome day. They're basic, simple connects. Okay? And what we're doing, again, is we're just trying to get a smile, a warm emotion, and hopefully they'll respond and we can have a conversation. You guys with me? So different than sending a cold invite. When I'm done with my prospects list, this whole circle will be blue and it'll say 9. And now I'm going to go to my customers list. So I'm just going to toggle by clicking this. And now I'm going to start connecting with my customers the same way. There's some scripts in there for customers, but I'm just going to connect. Mike, how's it going? How's quarter force doing? How are you doing with quarter force? How do you feel, right? How's your day going? Is there anything I can do to make your day? I'm going to send these messages to my customers. Here's something you guys, I want you to know, because after we launched Teamzy and I started talking to coaches who've been doing coaching a lot longer than me, I found that they had huge customer lists, and they weren't in touch. They weren't in touch with them. And they were frankly overwhelmed at Teamzy because they were like, I've got now 2,000 customers I have to connect with. Here's the thing I want you guys to know. If you're brand new and you've got one customer, or if you've been doing this a while like Perry and you've got hundreds of customers, maybe thousands, I don't know. Your customers are your gold mine. Your customers are your gold mine. There is no better source for a new lead than a current customer. There's no social media class you can take. There's some good ones out there. There's no like scripts you can learn. There's nothing better than somebody who's already using the products and getting great results. If you guys have sold one challenge pack and you've got one person drinking Shakeology and working out, you can hit Success Club forever. And I know you guys are like, well, tell me how. All right. I've already talked too much tonight. I did a whole training on this. It's in Teamzy on the FAQs. You hit the university button and you'll see it. It's called How to Hit SC Every Month. And I go through that in detail, how to talk to current customers and replicate them and get them to bring new people to you. It's really easy to do. You just gotta follow the steps. Now, here's the thing I want you guys to know also. If you've been doing this a while, you get an email from Beachbody every fall that tells you like how many people were on Shakeology this year, and how many months on average they got their Shakeology, right? You guys ever get those messages? And it's like, oh man, I wish that number was longer. I wish people were using it longer. You want people to stay using the products, you got to stay in touch. You got to stay in touch with them. You have to connect with them. You have to be there to find out that they hate the strawberry Shakeology and they're going to cancel it and get them a different flavor, you know, or whatever. Or I don't really like the cardio, but I like weights. Oh, well, let me get you on a new program. Whatever the case may be, you got to be in touch. Okay, it's so important. All right, I know I went off on a tangent, but I want you guys to know your customers are your fortune. You got to be connecting with customers. People are like, should I just be focusing on prospects to build my business? Yes, you should be focusing on prospects, but your customers are solid gold. You got to go for them too. And then when I'm done with all my customers on my list, in my case, it's 6, right? Now I'm going to go to coaches. It's called Teamzy for a reason. It's about building your team. And when you guys get big and important, it's even more important that you're connecting one-on-one with your coaches, your personally sponsored coaches, because being on a Facebook group with them or being on a live Zoom once a week is not a relationship with them. You need to connect with them one-on-one. And as I'm talking to coaches, I remember on the Caribbean cruise, the Success Club trip this last spring, talking to a couple coaches who had superstar coaches as their sponsors. I asked them, like, how would you feel if you got a text message out of the blue that was just like, hey girl, how's your day going? I was thinking about you today and wanted you to know I was proud of you and just checking in and see if there's anything I can do for you today. I remember I was talking to somebody and she was a 7-star diamond coach, very successful in her own right. And she started like, tears came out of her eyes. She goes, oh my God, that would be amazing, but I never hear from my coach. Teamzy will make it easy for you. When you guys make it big and you've got 40,000 coaches, just let Teamzy help you do it. Stay in touch, please. It's so important. It's all about the relationships. And these team is like our family, right? Prospects, customers, coaches. You go through all those lists. In this case, it would probably take 25 minutes to get those 19 done. You with me? Okay. Now, follow-ups. So the first person we connected with today, who was it? I'm trying to remember. Darcy. So here's how it works. I send Darcy that message. Hey, how you doing? I hope you're having an awesome day. She goes, oh my gosh, thanks for checking in. That was awesome. My day's going great. How are you? And I say, great. We're got, a little nuts around here. We just had our 4th baby and trying to figure out how to do it with a 17-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 1-month-old. And they go, oh my gosh, and we have a conversation, right? Isn't this what happens? You have a conversation. You do all your training. You form. You find out what's going on in their life. They find out what's going on, how's work. She tells you. And it's like, how about you? How's the Beachbody thing going? Oh, it's going awesome. And then we get into talking about her goals, her physical goals, right? So we're having a great conversation. We're messaging back and forth. I say, hey, if you've got some goals, let's get on a phone call so I can really get my notepad out and see if there's a way I could help you. Great. So we get on a call. I'm just telling you my process, okay? You might have a similar one. We'll get on a call. I'm going to ask her a bunch of questions. We're going to write down all her goals. And I'm going to make a recommendation. I think a 21-day fix, Darcy, would be an awesome place for you to start. It's a great program. It's 3 weeks, so you can kind of see your progress. It's got great nutrition dialed in. The workouts are 30 minutes, so it's going to be easy for you to balance with your 3 kids. You don't have to go to the gym, right? So I'm going to talk her through this. She's going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Are you guys with me? This is how we take that first connect, and we have a conversation, and now we're going to turn it into an invite. So she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This is perfect. Great. Well, here's what I'm going to do, Darcy. I'm going to send you an email right now, and the email is going to have the link that you need to order your challenge pack. It also has information on the challenge group, Shakeology, everything on it. I'm going to send that to you right now, and then I'll just check in with you tomorrow and see if you have any questions. Right? Is this how you guys do it? Or are you learning a couple of my dialogues? That's okay. All right. So now let me show you how you do it in Teamzy. Now I'm going to go back now and look this up. So all this is happening. I'm not in Teamzy. We're just talking. So I'm going to look her up. That takes me to her profile. Okay. And I'm going to log this invite. Again, this was an email, so I'm just selecting type. By the way, if I wanted to actually send that invite email from here, I could do it with this. I just don't have that template loaded up for you to show you right now, so I'm just gonna log it. Okay, but this time I'm gonna click this little invite button. See this right here? So now I've taken a connect and I've made it a special kind. This is an invite connect. So now I'm gonna select a type, and this was a challenge group invite. Okay, great. Now, before I log this, I need to set a follow-up because she's a 3, which means I'm not going to see her on my dashboard for 90 days. When did I say I'd follow up with her? Tomorrow. Set that for tomorrow. Now, when I log this, you'll notice now I have a follow-up set for her. Okay? So picture it now, fast forward to tomorrow. I hit my Teamzy, I do my power hour, I connect with my prospects, my customers, then my coaches. Now I'm going to move to my follow-ups list. And then there she is. There's Darcy. She's on my follow-ups list. Okay? So now I'm going to follow up with her. Now, here's one thing I want to talk to you guys about follow-ups really quick. I know that I've gone past my hour, so you guys are hanging with me. It's awesome. But this is the good stuff. Don't hang up yet. Do you guys realize that 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up? Have you guys heard that before? 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. How many of you guys typically will follow up on an invite 10 times? Anyone? No way, right? Everyone's like, no way, that's crazy. Why? Is it because you feel like you're pestering people? You're bugging them? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so here's the thing I want you guys to understand. If you're cold inviting somebody and following up 10 times, you are annoying them. If you are inviting somebody who is interested and has asked you for help, right? You have to understand that at this point, when they're interested and have asked you for help, a follow-up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. How many times do you show your kids you love them over their lifetime? Is there a specific number that's too much? No, there's not. And so you have to get out of your head that you're bugging people. When people need help, they need you to follow up like a pro. Now I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to teach you guys how to do it right now so it's not annoying. And I put all the scripts. I put 10 follow-up scripts in Teamzy for you so you can follow up 10 times and not even think. You can just use my scripts if you want, okay? But here's the thing you guys have to understand. It really is true that you're going to have to get to like 8 follow-ups before 90% of the people you talk to will buy the challenge pack or join your team. It's absolutely true. Because here's what's happening. You guys are selling them, and Carl's so proud of this, right? We're the only company that sells people hard work, hard, sweaty work and good nutrition, and that's why they get results. How fun is that to somebody who hasn't done that before? They're going to avoid it like the plague. You got to understand that. Even if they're excited, subconsciously, everything they're doing is wiring them a different way. They're going to subconsciously avoid you for days. That's why you have to love them through that. You have to help them. The coaching doesn't start when they order their challenge pack. The coaching starts when they get their invite. Let me show you how to do it in Teamzy, guys. It's so easy. Okay, so here I am. She's on my follow-up list. I'm going to go follow up with her. I don't know what I'm going to say, so I'm going to grab Eric's scripts because they are really good. I'm just telling you right now. these follow-up scripts. This is my favorite script of all time, by the way, right here. Hi, Darcy, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? That's my favorite script of all time. You know why it's so awesome and it works so great? First of all, it's really short, so they can read it on their Apple Watch without opening up their phone, right? Or they see it just on their notifications. Just checking in like I promised I would. I told her I would and I did. I just followed through on my word. I put a deposit in her trust account. Also, I used the word promised. Oh, that was a promise? Yeah, that changes the tone from I need my $40 commission on this to no, I told you I'd help you and I'm here to help you. What questions you have for me shows it's about you and not me and what I need. Does that make sense? All that in 2 sentences, you guys. There's science behind this stuff. All right, so I copied that. Now, let's say I send that to her on Facebook, right? I would probably message her there. That's where we've been talking. Set the next follow-up, again, for tomorrow, okay? I'm going to log it. Tomorrow, when I'm coming through, she's back on my follow-ups list, okay? I'm going to come in again. I'm going to grab my next script, follow-up number 2. Hi, Darcy, just make sure you got my email. Check and see if you have any questions. They're just little reminders. Now, why are these so effective? Why are they not annoying? I'll tell you the golden rule for following up. If you don't ask them to do anything in your follow-up, you will never be annoying. Why aren't you calling me? You're not responding to me. I need you to buy your challenge pack. When you're asking them to do something, you're annoying. You just need to let them know, I'm here. I'm here to help you. I'm your coach. I'm here to help you. I'm present for you. You don't need to, they know what they need to do. Okay? Just so, let's say, okay, log this. Next day, same thing. Next day, same thing. Next day, same thing. About day 6, typically, for me, it was about day 6. And I do it every day for a few days. I do it every day. So I might do it every 2 days after a while. But like the 6th reminder is when you get the, oh, I'm so sorry that I haven't responded. You're so awesome. Thank you so much. You get this like really loving message with emoticons and stuff. Like, I've been so busy, or my life has been so hectic. But you got to understand that people will avoid this. Some of you guys are smiling because this has happened to you. People will avoid this. Most people will. And they're not doing it on purpose. They're justifying it. It's subconscious. It's subconscious programming that they're justifying logically. Well, I can't do it because the baby just threw up on me, you know, or whatever. That just happened to me, so, you know. Okay, so stick with it. Stick with it. Keep following up with them. Now, here's what happens. Let me show you what happens, how we finish this off. Darcy now joins my team. She finally does it. She finally signs up. She gets my sheet. She looks at the options. She's like, you know what? I'm just going to come in as a coach. That makes the most sense. Great. So I go into back office and I see, oh, she bought her challenge pack and she came in as a coach. Great. So I'm going to look her up and I'm going to log the sale by clicking sale. I'm going to do challenge pack. Okay. And I'm going to save it. Okay. Doesn't matter what challenge pack, because I'm not tracking income here. I'm just tracking that we converted it. Now I'm going to move her. See how her member type is prospect? I'm going to move her over to coach on my team, personally sponsored. So now I have finished the process with Darcy. I will continue to build a relationship with her, but still show up now in my coach column instead of my prospect column. That makes sense? You can set another follow-up with her if you want to follow up in a couple weeks to make sure she got her Shakeology and that things are started. Or you can just let her go to the default and she'll just show up again on your Teamzy list as she comes up. Now, the other option is Darcy never responds at all to 10 follow-ups. Oh my gosh, what do I do? Guess what I would do at that point? I just set her follow-up back to default. She shows up on my list again in 3 months and I connect with her then. A lot of times they're ready the second time around. Does that make sense? So I say, no worries. You know, the 10th time I might just, as I'm releasing her, just say, hey, I'm here if you need me. I'll check in with you a little bit down the road to see if you're ready then. That makes sense? So that is what you need to be thinking about. When you're working this system, you get everything organized in one place. Then you're connecting with prospects, customers, coaches. You're sharing love. You're making people's day. You are creating conversations. From those conversations, you're looking for opportunities to what? To help them. Some of you are thinking to invite them. No, looking for opportunities to help them. When the helping them and your business intersect, that's when you invite them. Okay? And then you follow up like a pro until you can help them. to the next level. Does that make sense? Then once you get a customer, you need to go watch my other webinar and learn how to get them to bring all their friends to your next challenge pack, next challenge group. All right. I went a little bit beyond today. I got off on a few tangents, which is fun, but hopefully you guys are still with me. If you have questions, go ahead and unmute and I'll do Q&A now.
Hi, this is Sandy. Question for you. Does it send reminders to an iOS device, or would I have to log into the dashboard every day?
It does not send reminders. No, it does not do that. The idea is that you log in every day. You have a specific time or times, maybe a 15-minute increments or hour increments, where you're going to go in and be intentional about your connecting. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's a great question. And I'm going to explain to you why there's no reminders, because I've built CRMs in other industries and people ask for those reminders and then they absolutely hate them because it becomes overwhelming and annoying. So that's why we didn't do it. So yeah, you just log in every day and wherever your list is at, you connect. If you miss 3 days, don't worry about it. You just turn it on and connect with the next person on the list. There is a mobile version, by the way. You can use this on your phone just about anywhere. And for those of you who have been using it on mobile and maybe haven't used it in the last 2 days, go check it out because a brand new mobile page just launched and it's pretty awesome. It does everything now the dashboard does on the computer.
Eric, I've got a question. I do currently use your Teamzy and it's been a godsend. So thank you for creating it. But my question has to do with the percentage compared to the invites. And maybe it's something I'm doing wrong, but I wanted to get some clarification. I see that you have that bar there with the prospects. The left 3 indicators and your work focused on that equals your 100%. And I noticed that the invites is on the right side. So I might get everything done on the left side and I'll get to my 100%. But then I might not get my invites in because conversations haven't progressed or whatnot. Can you explain a little bit what the rationale is with that, or if there's something that I'm not doing right?
That's actually been changed in very recently, where now it calculates all 5 things towards your 100%.
Oh, okay. So there must be an update or something like that I need to download on my computer?
There was an update that just recently happened. So now you won't get to 100% unless you do all 5 things. But the reason why it wasn't wired that way is because when we launched Teamzy, we didn't have ads and invites up there.
Gotcha.
We thought like, well, yeah, you need to be inviting people. Like we were just trying to get people connecting. And so then when we added them, it took a little while for them to back end and connect it. But now it's set up that way. So let me know, send a help desk ticket if it's not working, but it should be. And that was recent. I think it was last week that they finally pushed that out.
All right, no problem. Thanks.
Yeah, so for those of you who haven't used it, you could get 100% just by connecting with prospects, customers, and coaches. Now it's requiring that you actually log your invites and ads. Now, that's based on your goals. So you can make those easy. If you want to get to 100%, you make them 1 or something. And I've got people that are like, well, how can I ever get to 100%? I have no coaches. You can set your coach goal temporarily to 0 if you have no coaches so that you can still get your 100% little dopamine rush. Because it is really motivating when you get that 100% you crushed it message. Oh, one other thing I want to talk to you guys about. Oh, gosh. Pamela, thank you so much because you just jogged my memory. I want to give you guys action steps. How many of you guys were on the Boise Super Saturday? Just Perry. Hey, this is like fresh snow. These guys haven't seen any of that stuff. Okay, I'm going to give you action steps real quick because she just reminded me. All right, hold on. We're going to get to, you already know this. Next one, action steps. Okay, so you guys got to get your 30-day free trial. I already told you that. Make sure you get your 30-day free trial. It's a no-brainer. It's free. Okay, now, here's the important part. Get your 30-day success partner to do the trial with you. If you're already using it like Pamela. Pamela, do you have a success partner? You don't. Okay, so you don't have a success partner. That's okay. Get a 30-day success partner and do a Teamzy challenge. Okay? What I want you guys to do, we were just talking about when you get that 100% you crushed it message on your dashboard. I want you to get to that 100% you crushed it message on your dashboard, take a screenshot of it and message it or text it to your success partner every day. Okay, and if you decide you want to take the weekends off, whatever, fine. But every day you're going to get one from them, and it's going to piss you off. You're going to have to go do your work. Okay. It works so awesome. That's my challenge for you guys to do that, because it's going to really help you. And then I'm going to give you another action step, which is I'm going to give you a 5-day challenge, because I found that before I could do ultimate reset, I had to do the 3-day refresh a couple times, right? You guys with me? So here's a 5-day challenge. 5 consecutive days, I want you to connect with 100 people. That means 20 people a day. And that could be a mix of customers, coaches, and prospects, right? It doesn't have to all be prospects, but 20 people a day. I want you just to reach out and connect with people, 20 people a day for 5 straight days, 100 people, and hold each other accountable with your success partner on this. If you do these things, especially the 5-day challenge, you guys will, I mean, there'll be no question to you how awesome this system is. You just need to do it. You need to get that momentum for yourself, put me to the test, and try this, okay? All right, so thank you for reminding me that I had to do the action step before we do any more questions, but make sure you guys do that. Don't mess around. Don't go sign up for a 30-day free trial today and then forget to log in for 45 days. That's such a waste of your life. Take some massive action. Bobby, do you have a question? I saw you put your hand up.
Dude, I'm all excited. First of all, you're my new hero. I'm about to start working 17 hours a day, but I'll have an hour or two in between when I'm doing that. That's 7 days a week. So thank you for what you did. Okay, question. So there's only a few rejections. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. I don't have the commitment. I don't have this. Question 1 would be, are there rejection scripts in there ready and cocked and loaded? And question 2, if I come up with my own, can I add scripts to my own system?
Awesome question. Those scripts are not in there, but yes, you can create your own scripts for sure. You can create your own invite. Like, you know, like I know for me, like I had an invite email for every program. Now it's like so cool that you guys can just sell the entire catalog all at one shot. But I had an invite email for every program. So I would like diagnose what I thought would be a good recommendation, and then I would send them that one, and it was specific with the links for that. And all of those you could load into Teamzy and just fire them out. All of your own scripts for sure. And that's a great idea, by the way. I like that idea. Maybe we should write a couple of those and put them in there. Put them in there for sure. You know, I mean, the way I feel about overcoming objections is you got to have some sort of emotional intelligence when you do it. You got to push a little bit, but you got to know when you're being annoying, and just, it's okay. Sometimes the fruit has to stay on the vine a little bit longer. My approach has always been, you know, if you're not ready, that's cool. I'll check in with you next month or whatever. But here's one thing I do tell you, I will give you this, Bobby, is if you get somebody that you can't overcome their objection, like you're doing a challenge group and it starts on Monday, right? You always have a stud in the challenge group who gets great results, right? So what you do is next month, you reach out to that person who said no and go, I got to tell you about my buddy, Joey, who got in the Body Beast group last month. He put on 15 pounds of lean muscle. I mean, let me ask him if I can show you his after picture. I wish you had been in this group with us, but I have another one starting next week. So that's what I always do. The people who weren't ready is I share the story. I share a success story of the group they missed. It works so great. Does that make sense? So again, with Teamzy, you set that tickler so that you don't miss them, right? You can either do it with their default setting, or you can set a follow-up so they show up on your follow-up list randomly 6 weeks or whatever. A few people are awake still. It's good. Okay. Well, guys, if you don't have questions, it's all right. I'll show you a couple things real quick of where you can get help in Teamzy when you're in there and you don't have me because you're like, I wish I'd asked. Over here is the university, okay? On this page, you've got, you can go to Beachbody, you've got FAQs, all kinds of different videos, training videos, right? Right here is that, this is the webinar I was telling you guys about right here that I want you to watch on how to multiply your current customers. It's in there for you, ready to go, okay? And then the other thing is if you have a specific question, you need help, right down here, there's this purple help button. You just click that and our team will get back to you really fast. So if you're just like stuck, like I can't figure out how to get my Facebook contacts in, or I know Eric's covered invites, but how do I do that? You can just send a quick message and the team will get right back to you. Cool? All right, you
Very
guys.
cool. Hey, Eric, thanks so much. Guys, well, first of all, to my team, I want to let you know that when I imported all of you, you all got 5 stars, okay? I know you're probably wondering on that. One thing I really noticed, I just started using this in August, and a lot of times I sign up for a 30-day free trial. A lot of times I forget about it, so I love that Eric gave us a challenge here. But other things is I just found such value from it and from the university and the training videos. And I was watching those conversations happen a lot more frequently. In my notebook that I had a little system of doing little dots and checks and whatever, who's up next was never happening. It was always me going back to kind of the same people over and over and over and forgetting where names were in notebooks, and taking a look at my notebook and all these sticky notes all over it. Bam, it's all right there. So one thing that you might want to consider, a lot of you are on a Team Cup team. I know that Eric threw out there to say, you know, get a partner, and I think that's great. What if your whole team was doing this? Can you imagine what the conversations would be like over the next month, reaching out, building those relationships, adding value to people's lives? And I learned so much from you today, Eric, because even some of the ways I was using Teamzy, I think I was probably adding in more of a having them do an action step in some of those connects where maybe I need to back off and they could be even more valuable. So thank you so very much. And I hope you guys got great value from this. I think getting the 30-day free trial is just a no-brainer, and just to see where it is. But dig in right away once you sign up.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you. Thank you guys for having me. It was awesome. I had fun talking to you guys tonight. Basically, if you get out there and love on people and do this the right way, you're going to have success. It's a no-brainer. If you connect with enough people and people love hearing from you, you're going to have people that are interested in wanting to be with you, want to be part of what you're doing, you know? So just go out and try it. I mean, you're going to like it. Most of you guys will like it. Some of you won't, and that's okay. We don't want everybody anyways, but I hope you guys will accept the challenge and make someone's day. The other thing that I will also, a little side effect is, it's really fun when you make other people's day. It's very fulfilling. You guys are going to really enjoy this. I get the most amazing messages from people where they, you know, I got a message from somebody the other day that said, I feel like I'm becoming the person God's always wanted me to be because of Teamzy. I was like, wow. Like, that's an amazing thing to hear, right? But what she meant was she was making an impact to people's lives in a new way that she hadn't, you know, just because of this tool. So I hope that it will help you guys in a similar way before I get too, you know, emotional about it. But thank you for having me, guys. It was awesome. It was fun.
Thanks, Eric. And to let you guys know, Eric always updates this stuff and he's adding things. And Bobby, thanks for that recommendation. I thought, oh, that's a good idea. And Eric's probably like already going to have his team working on it. So awesome. Live Well Alliance, thanks for joining us tonight. Team Hawaii, thanks so much for joining us tonight. You guys will get the recording link up to the different teams so you guys can watch it and share it with the teams that are out there. And let's rock Team Cup, all right? Guys, you have yourself a great week. Take care.
Good night, guys.
Bye.